What's going on, my pretty pandas? It's your huggable hipster here, and welcome back to today's episode of Psychologically Gaming with Dr. Freudenstein. I was trying to come up with a catchy name to combine Freud and hipster. Freud hipster? Hip Freud? Freudial? I have no idea. In today's episode of Psychologically Gaming, we are going to dive into the character Marcus Michael Phoenix from Gears of War. Behind that teddy bear heart is a lot of things that need uncovering and a wall that needs breaking down. Let's get into it with the very first condition that I suspect him to have, like all war heroes do: PTSD. PTSD is short for post-traumatic stress syndrome, and it is a disorder that develops in some people who have experienced a very traumatic, scary, or dangerous events. With post-traumatic stress syndrome is that it can have multitudes of triggers that set off the brain to think, oh my god, I'm back in that same place that I once was that gave me said PTSD. It's a very dangerous thing, especially for example, a veteran who is coming home from war and having PTSD. Like there are different variations of PTSD, from physical tics to emotional tics to just everything that happened. Even in dreams, whenever a soldier comes back, he or she will often dream of different things that have happened to them in the war. So that can also be a trigger as well. Now, Marcus was a soldier for Coalition of Ordered Government's Army, or COG. I kind of like how they put that into the game. I'm just thinking about it now, COG, because each person is kind of like a cog in the machine of the army. I like that. Now, the game that we played for Gears of War Ultimate Edition was when Marcus was released from prison from his friend Dom. Oh, good old Dom. You guys know my feelings over Dom. Even though he's a cool character, it's like Dom. It's just Dom. Now, in a world where creatures such as these locusts and everything don't exist, I have to take into account as, oh, this is a game universe, so I have to deal with the universe that I'm given, because I tend to diagnose characters as if they were actual people, and I'm really trying so hard not to do that, because I want to stick within the universe that I'm given and diagnose them as if I were in their universe, if that makes sense. So if I were a psychologist in this game, and I were diagnosing this guy, listen, there's just a lot, okay? You have PTSD, you have dissociative identity disorder, which is a very common occurrence in a lot of gaming characters, because a lot of gaming characters have to be able to, if it's a bad guy especially, disassociate them from their area, from their body, from everything that's going on, and be completely numb to the entire situation at hand. I also believe Marcus to have a god complex to a certain extent, because you have this kind of like overarching feeling of invincibility, being able to do anything that he wants to do with no harm, with no reoccurrence of anything traumatic happening. And I feel like it finally catches up to him, I think by like the third game. I feel like, because he's starting to realize his own humanity, he's starting to understand that there is struggle within the heart and the wall that reside in his being. I would also peg him to be slightly sadistic. I don't know about you guys, but for me, whenever I was going over this diagnosis, I was thinking, man, this dude is seriously sadistic to a certain extent, because he enjoys taking out all of these locusts, all of these different kinds of creatures, and you always hear him saying, oh yeah, that's the stuff, like in like the character dialogue that he was given by the developer. I really feel like he thoroughly enjoys killing things. Like that's not a bad thing for a lot of gaming characters. In this universe that we are dealing with right now, it is common for a lot of gaming characters to enjoy killing. It's not that it's a bad thing, it's about fight or flight, having that survival mode intact 24/7. Also, back to dissociative identity disorder, when he witnessed a lot of his friends being killed, he kind of like disassociated himself. He went away from the subject because he just wanted to get the war over with. He wanted to fight and fight and fight because he felt like that was the only way for him to cope. He's a rough and tough guy. You know, he's not going to let on to the fact that he's sad or that he's like in an emotional predicament. He's not going to let on to the fact that he has feelings, that he suffers just as any other human in this universe would suffer. I know it might not be a astronomically important point to make, but the fact that they can carry a lot, and I mean like weapons, guns, artillery, there's a lot that this dude is carrying on his shoulders, which could also be a metaphor for emotionally having to carry through the burdens and the ideals and the tasks at hand by not only his government, his officials, his comrades, just emotionally he has to carry a lot of baggage, which I feel like is precedent in the fact that he's carrying a lot of guns, he's carrying a lot of ammunition, he's carrying just so much in his artillery that his emotional artillery is becoming heavy and burdened with just, oh god, I gotta do this all over again. It's that kind of feeling, it's that kind of worry, it's that kind of a stress that he's undergoing, because he's like the top dog in the video games, you know, he's the one that's carrying out everything that needs to be done, besides Dom, besides his lieutenant, besides, you know, the entire history of the people who came before him, because I think he was when he was born in the game, it was like 21 years before the war actually took place, so he was just a kid when a lot of this was starting. Like, it was part of his duty in a way, and now that he has all of this kind of like stuff building up, he's taking on this duty to an extreme sense of where he doesn't want to have emotion, he doesn't want to associate with anything like that, he just wants to become numb so he can do his job and do it to the best ability. So yeah, that was my analysis of Marcus from Gears of War. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below, and if you agree with what I put forth to you guys, my hypothesis of Marcus. So I would love to get your guys' input and get your guys' thoughts on what you all think of my analysis of this character. Also, I did put out a poll yesterday. Wait, was it yesterday? Yes, it was yesterday. Of if you guys think I should do a daily Korean word of the day instead of just every Friday. So yeah, I'm going to start doing that. I got like 5 thumbs up. There were no thumbs down on that poll, so that's awesome sauce. So yeah, starting today, we are going to do a Korean word of the day every day, and every now and then I'll mix in some sentences and vocab and all that kind of stuff that I'm learning as well. Korean word of the day today is hating. Hating means fighting, basically. So if you tell like hating to someone, it's basically a form of encouragement and saying like, you're gonna get through this, you can do this, bro, you can do this, like, you know, hating, you got this. Walk up to someone, you know, and just be like, you know, oh, you know, they're just upset, they're like, you know, they got exams or something, you know, it's coming up, and they're just like, they're not sure about it. I'm just like, hating, you got this, you can do it. Just basically a form of encouragement. Yeah, if you guys like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe and hit the bell down below, because I make videos every weekday. I'm also very tempted to start putting my vlogs on this channel and just combining everything, because I do have a vlogging channel. I'm just not utilizing it because I don't really have time to vlog, but I'm really tempted to, you know, just start picking it up, bite the bullet, and find something interesting to vlog about, because there's always like behind the scenes stuff I can put on the vlogging channel. Let me know down in the comments below. I might do a poll on that as well to see if you guys would rather have the vlogging channel merged in here, or you guys would want to just keep that separate, because we already have the music going on every Friday now as well. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear your guys' opinions and thoughts on what I should do. Stay casually nerdy, you guys, and I will talk to you all in tomorrow's video. Peace.